Hi friends, this is my first video on this new channel all about the best shows and movies on Netflix, Prime Video and Disney+. And today's recap is all about Cobra Kai. This is one of my favourite series, so I'm going to give you a full recap of the full series so far, all the way from season 1 up to season 4. Hopping back to season 1. Feel the nostalgia of an 80s classic teenage karate movie. Jumping forward 34 years, 2018, and season 1 of Cobra Kai starts. Johnny's still reeling from that loss in the All Valley Karate Tournament. His life kinda sucks, and he lives in a crappy apartment, kind of like where Daniel LaRusso used to live in the 80s. Daniel, on the other hand, is a wealthy car dealership owner, somewhat of a role reversal. One day, after being fired from his job, Johnny decides to turn his life around by starting a karate dojo. This is kind of after he beats up some kids that were bullying a young teenager called Miguel. Johnny starts training Miguel and forms Cobra Kai. This was the name of the original dojo that Johnny used to train in. Johnny through the season is able to get some more students, while Daniel starts training a kid called Robbie, who happens to be Johnny's son. There's a tricky situation where Johnny kind of abandoned Robbie as a kid. Moving forward to the season 1 finale, Miguel becomes the champion at the All Valley Karate Tournament by beating Robbie. Right at the end of season 1, John Kreese returns to see Johnny. Kreese was Johnny's old sensei back in the Karate Kid movies when he lost to Daniel LaRusso. Season 2 starts with Kreese joining Johnny back at Cobra Kai as a sensei. Cobra Kai is kind of cool after winning the tournament, and they have loads of students. Daniel, to counter Cobra Kai, which he still sees as a bunch of bullies, sets up his own dojo called Miyagi-Do, which is actually what the original dojo used to be called when Mr. Miyagi trained Daniel LaRusso. At the moment though, his only students are Robbie and his daughter Sam. Sam had a thing with Miguel in season 1, but now she's kind of into Robbie in season 2. But through the season, Miyagi-Do does start to get some more students. We do also meet Tori, a new Cobra Kai student. Kreese starts changing Hawk a little bit as well. Hawk was one of Miguel's friends from season 1 that joined Cobra Kai. But with Kreese coming on board, he was kind of the bad guy back in the day, and Johnny starts worrying that Kreese is influencing his students in a negative way. You see, Johnny was never really a bully, and he doesn't like that his students are becoming bullies. So Kreese has got to go. Season 2 ends in a massive fight at school between the Cobra Kai students and the Miyagi-Do students, slightly fueled by Tori seeing Sam and Miguel kiss the day before at a party. So Tori ends up cutting Sam's arm, and Robbie kicks Miguel over a balcony at school, with Miguel falling back and cracking his back on some rails of the stairs below. By the way, Miguel would have legit won the fight if he had not shown mercy like Johnny told him to. Season 3 starts with Johnny in a bit of a slump. He's given Kreese control of Cobra Kai. Johnny's focus is purely getting Miguel back to fitness. Miguel wakes up out of his coma. He's kind of in a wheelchair and can't really move his legs, but Johnny works really hard with him to get him back on his feet. And eventually that's exactly what happens. Kreese recruits some more students, but this time focusing on bullies. Ironically, he recruits the same bullies that bullied Miguel and Hawk back in season 1, led by a guy called Kyler. Oh yeah, Robbie's wanted by the police for what he did to Miguel, so Johnny and Daniel team up to find him. They sort of succeed, but Robbie ends up in juvie. He gets picked on in prison until Kreese visits him and teaches him one of the Cobra Kai mottos, strike first. On getting out of juvie, Robbie reacts negatively to Johnny and Daniel and ends up crashing at Cobra Kai thanks to Kreese. At the same time, Daniel's business is struggling after the negativity of the school fight at the end of season 2. To fix this, he goes to Okinawa, which is where Mr. Miyagi was from. But we do get to see some really cool old faces, including Kimiko, the girl that Daniel rescued in Karate Kid number 2, who actually saves his business, and perhaps the most important one is Chosen, Daniel's old rival. And it's kind of funny, he makes it seem like he hasn't forgiven Daniel, and they even end up fighting, where Chosen completely destroys Daniel in a fight. In the end though, it was kind of a joke, and Chosen was kind of just trolling, and it turns out he's now a reformed good guy, and he's there to help Daniel. Season 3 ends with another big fight. This time it's in Daniel LaRusso's home, and it's the Cobra Kai kids attacking the Miyagi-Do kids combined with Eagle Fang. Eagle Fang is Johnny's new dojo. After he left Cobra Kai to Kreese, he took a few students with him, like Miguel, and started Eagle Fang Karate. By the way, during this fight, Hawk finally sees the light side and switches from Cobra Kai to join the good side with his friends Dimitri and Miguel. After the fight, Johnny sees Miguel's injured and goes to Cobra Kai's dojo to face John Kreese. He accidentally injures Robbie and ends up fighting Kreese. Just when it looks like Kreese has the upper hand, Daniel arrives to kind of save Johnny's ass. There's a mini team up between Johnny and Daniel, one we've waited 30 years to see, and they get the upper hand and they beat Kreese. In the end, the three of them make a deal. Whichever dojo wins the All Valley tournament gets to stay open, and whichever loses has to stop teaching karate, leading to perhaps the most epic scene right at the end of season 3, Johnny and Daniel teaming up. Season 4 kicks off with the return of another old face, Terry Silver. Terry Silver was back in Karate Kid number 3. He's an old war buddy of John Kreese. He's filthy rich, and he's a lot more ruthless than John Kreese, and potentially a better fighter as well. Of course, Daniel isn't happy to see Terry Silver. At the same time, Daniel and Johnny are trying to work together, but their differences are just too much, and they can't work together to teach the students, and they end up separating dojos again. Also, Robbie's now kind of the leader at Cobra Kai with Tori. Johnny and Terry have an insane fight. Terry pretty much kicks Johnny's ass, although the first blow was kind of a sneak attack, so it would have been interesting to see what happened if it was a fair fight. I do feel like Sensei Silver probably would have still won. Those kicks are hard to stop. We make it through all the way to the All Valley tournament at the end of season 4. It's close, but in the end, Hawk ends up beating Robbie to give victory to Miyagi-Do in the boys category. But in the girls category, Tori beats Sam to give Cobra Kai the win overall. That is despite Johnny and Daniel teaming up to coach right at the end. However, it turns out Terry Silver paid the referee, so essentially Cobra Kai cheated to win. We did see Miguel ditch his fight during the tournament because he felt something wasn't right, and that led him to the realization he had to go and find his father on his own. Of course, his mother and grandmother were not best pleased with that, so Johnny sets off to find him. We see a little bit of a change in Robbie as well. It seems he kind of regrets what he did through season 4, and he wants to be the good guy, and he confides in his father. Meanwhile, it also turns out Terry Silver set up John Kreese, landing Kreese on a one-way trip to jail, leaving Terry Silver to take over Cobra Kai. He even suggests he'll bring back some old faces to help him. Daniel LaRusso meanwhile finishes the season by calling in some reinforcements in the form of Chosen. And all of this leads us up to season 5 of Cobra Kai, which looks like it's going to be epic. Keep a lookout for my videos on Easter eggs, reviews and explanations for the new season of Cobra Kai, as well as many other top shows across Netflix, Prime Video and Disney+. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.